What's up? How you doing? Uh, in this video, I thought it would be cool to give a taste of how I make a beat or how I go into, I guess, like starting to make a song. I always start just making a little loopy do in the A-B, and then from there I just kind of structure it and then start recording on it and then dink around some more, but I'm really just making this just to show you that making your own beats is pretty easy and chill. I would say I am more a vocalist than a producer, but I didn't want to like ask my friends for beats all the time, or I didn't want to like lease beats. And, you know, fast forward a bit, I just came to the conclusion that I needed to be able to make my own beats if I was going to do music, because I was not going to pay and I was not going to ask. That's just not me. And of course, sometimes I ask and I've paid for stuff, but never a beat. Actually, one time I did buy a beat from this dude on Instagram. He was chill. Honestly, he was like persistent, and I respected his hustle. And he sold it to me for quite a bit less than what he was trying to charge. So I felt compelled to purchase a beat from him. And honestly, I never used it. It is a cool beat. I just, I don't know. It didn't work out. Anyway, let's get into it. Easy Beats 101. We have Splice pulled up. I'm a cheater wiener head. I totally use Splice for all my samples. I rarely like use MIDI. And when I do, it's usually like a preset that I put some effects on. But honestly, it doesn't really matter how you get there, in my opinion. The sound designers are pissed to hear that, maybe, because I'm not. Anyway, it's I don't know. I don't think it really matters. I think what matters most is like, one, and this is kind of corny alert. If you're having fun, then who cares? Just do your thing. But number two, I think it's cool to use samples because you can make something unique in your own that sounds completely different from the sample if you want, or don't. Like a lot of my songs, I literally left the Splice sample as is. But yeah, we are going to doinky on the Splicey. So I will go to Splice, the searchy, and just do synth. This is how I start literally every time. I'm a creature of habit. And then there's like a lot of bass ones, but me personally, I'm looking for, I don't know, something that's not a sub, RN. So then I'll just go through and try it, honestly. Okay. Oh. No, I like this one, but I don't think I would want to use it because it like progresses, and I don't think that would sound good looped through an entire song. And of course, I could like cut it in half before it progresses or whatever, but it's just not quite the cigar we're looking for. Honestly, maybe I should try and not do. Can you even hear that? Oh, cool. Maybe not EDM. How about a lead? Sounds safe. I'll just click through. No shame. I'll go through 100. And sometimes I click through one. And I'll switch up quick on these. I do like. I don't know. I try and pick something that I don't always think of because I don't want to like beat the sound with a dead stick. I find this slightly alluring. And plug in B. Yeah, it's cute. Okay, cool. We're gonna do that one. And if you notice, I have 10 trillion credits, so even if I don't end up liking this one, it really doesn't matter, you know? So we'll start with that. Copy. Pasty. Oh, not on that one. Because that is a vocal rack. Here's an audio. And it was 90, so let's go like 170. Just to make it a little different. I do try and, you know, mess with the BPM or change the key, and look, we'll do both. That's how serious I am. Cool. So I don't know if you noticed, but I started thinking of like the drums I would want to hear on this, and maybe like more of like a DNB on the plug-in B. If you don't listen to drum and bass, that's chill. I don't really listen to it that much either. And then we'll go get a kick or something. Let's get a kick, huh? Actually, I like to get a snare. It just depends. There's no rule for the order, but it's kind of typical. Let's do something weird. Oh look, and I already have this one. I know what I like, you know. So we can make this boinky or doinky. It's really up to us. Ba-beep, ba-beep. That's cool. Yay, I'm excited. Here's something else. This is for OBS, but if you get a limiter, I always put that on my master track and then minus 0.6. I don't remember where I learned that from, but ever since I learned that, that is how I will leave the entire song, and that's how I'll mix it. And then all I do for my master most of the time is I just put it up to 0, which is kind of stupid. I don't know, like, that's just how I do it. And it sounds good to me, so I like doing that because I don't know if you noticed, but the kick sounded kind of distorted, so pay attention. And turn on the limiter. It just makes it more pleasant for me. Some people won't do that or don't, and that's cool, but this little guy likes it. So now that we have the kick and the snare and like a loop that we've semi-doinked with, let's get some hats or something that, you know, fill that space. That sounds kind of cool. We'll see. Again, you know, I have a lot of credits because I don't use the minimum amount every month. But I'll just get it, pop it in, see if it's cool. If it's not, I only have 3,000 more, so. So I was going to do an open hat, but then it just wasn't satisfying my hunger. So we were going to put a baby clap or a rim. Ooh, yay! I'm excited. Oh. 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 Yay, that's cool. Okay, so and yeah, I'm just gonna point this all out because I feel like it's helpful. But sometimes when I'm doing the drums, I will turn off the main melody or loop, whatever it is, just so I can. A wise man named Juki told me once that I think you saw it in the tutorial. I want to give him more credit, so I'm just gonna say he made this up. But if your drums are good by themselves, it is really dope, and it makes it so pretty much no matter what you put on top of it, it's gonna be pretty chill. So. So as you can see by my awesome jam out moves, I'm pretty pumped up. Oh man, that's so long. So with that being said, let's give it a lissy. Yeah, that's cool. I'm really stoked. Here's something else, just for the lovers. I put everything on warp, complex pro, formants all the way down, envelope all the way up. I just feel like this is the sauce. Once I started doing that, I originally started doing it for vocals, and that is an awesome topic for another video. But I started putting it on samples too, because if you do want to change the BPM or change like the pitch, or really modify it in any way, then Complex Pro with the formants down and the envelope up, it just gets me excited. No ifs, ands, or buts, or bees about it. Okay, so let's find a subby-dubby do. Probably an 808. I'm hooked on the 808s. To be Ani. Oh. Boom da boom. Boom da boom. Boom da boom. Boom da boom. Also, before I go any further, Splice does not sponsor me or anything. They don't even know my name. But yeah, I mean, this is just because I love Splice. Splice, if you see this and you want to, give me a free trial membership, I don't know, something. I won't turn you down, but I'll never ask unless, like a million people see this and you get a lot of business, and then I might at least want to chat. Let's talk. Okay, so 808. I'm going to turn this off again. Just boom. We could be naughty. Right. Maybe kind of inappropriate. Boom da boom. Might as well cut it anyway. And that'd be kind of cool to have just like a big bonk, but not necessarily be big bonking the whole time, Does that even sound good? The 808, it sounded good when I dinked it, but we want to make sure it lines up with the main melody or loop. So I pitch it up because that gives you kind of like a boom. Okay, like you want to pitch it up at least an octave or two, duh. But by doing so, like that is in key with the main melody. So 26 semitones, 24 would be 2 octaves up from whatever the original note was. So it'd be like 2, because if you took it down 24, which would be 2 octaves, then it'd be 2, because 26 minus 24. Okay, so that's pretty chill. Maybe I'll make a part 2 for this video and show the mixing, because that's a whole other, bratwurst with mustard and whatnot. But one last thing we'll do, and I guess, one last thing we'll do is I can kind of hear like a little melody in my head. So we're gonna try that out. I will go to the piano. Here I go. Picking a preset. I really love the e-piano ones. They're just like cute to me. They just have like maybe a different color, because Oh, sorry, the pink one. Yay, I like that one. Okay. Bum bum. Yeah. We can start with 8. I would say something for surely you should do when you're making a beat and you're new is like, or even if you're a whiz, I guess it wouldn't hurt, but just do it in little chunks. Like find the system that works best for you and chunk it out, my friend. And I'm sure you've caught on, but I will make noises with my mouth and just try and picture this all as it's happening. That just, it really puts the icing on the cake for me, and it makes it easier to like actually have this happen. You know what I mean? So, gotta turn this on. Okay, something like that. Okay, so close. Okay. Oh, okay. You gotta play around sometimes. You gotta be a little goofball in front of all your friends so they can really get to know you and see you in your vulnerable state, you know? So that's pretty snazzy. That's definitely enough. That's like the main meat of the instrumental. And I guess something else to keep in mind if you're, yeah, I guess regardless, if you're making beats or if you are looking to sing on top of a beat, okay, let me rephrase that. If you're just making beats or you're also making beats and planning to record on it, you want to make sure that you leave enough room for the vocals to get there. Something I would totally do all the time when I first started was I would have the beat so jazzed up to the point to where you couldn't really do much with your vocal performance. And it sounds cool and it's awesome until you start trying to like actually record on it. So how I started combating that is I would start making the beats really bland, and not necessarily bland, but making sure it was very empty, because it's like I'm only making beats so that I can sing on top of it. And then, you know, the real last thing, I know I already played with your heart, but we could make the song really short, or we could make it kind of short. We'll do that one. Lately I've been enjoying making shorter songs. That's kind of like trendy right now, so you know, maybe I'm just like a copycat ass bitch. And if that's the case, that's fine. Everyone's perfect besides me. As you're probably noticing, once again, I am putting all the parts out for the whole beat. And why I'm doing that is I feel like it's just easier to chop sections out when I can see it all as a whole. It's kind of like taking a block of clay or like a thing of marble and mowing down on it. That's how I look at it. So with this being a shorter song, I'm thinking that I probably just want to get right into it, you know. So no big intro. 9 bars or 8 bars. That's pretty chill. You know, let's be typical here just to get things rolling, and take away all the drums. Just because, I don't know, progression is important. Oh, and we could leave the, oh, yay. We could leave the piano part. Okay, so I left the hi-hat. You know, that's like instant, like, constant noise for the listener. See, we're gonna take that out for the whole thing. Side note, I like making songs like kind of symmetrical. I'm a freaky guy, but I like leaving like the intro and the ending, like I kind of picture it as like the entrance, you go on this little experience, and then you walk out the same door. That is how I view producing for the most part. So, but we'll leave the drums and shit. Just, I don't want to leave. It's like the same door, but you don't realize it's actually a door that looks very similar. So it's not the most perfect it could be, and it's definitely not done. But for me, this would be enough that I could start writing and recording to. And so usually what I'll do is make a little beat, just very loose, not mixed, structure. Then I'll mix it. We'll do a part two for that. I'm ready. And then after it's mixed a bit more and geeked up, then I'll start writing and recording, which would honestly be another awesome video. So let's just pause right there for now. Practice making quick beats, and or not take forever. But for me, it's like I want to get to writing and recording. That's where I have the most fun personally. So I mean, it's not a must or anything, but that's just how I kind of look at it. Is it's like I wanna get to the recording part, and just want to point out it's like this was not. I mean, from tip to tip, it's like been about a little over 30 minutes. If you can make a beat in 30 minutes, take another 10 or 15 to get like a loose mix, something pretty solid, and then write and record. It's like you should be able to make a whole song in like 2 hours. And okay, maybe not should, but the best songs in my experience are the ones that do take like 2 hours. My worst songs are the ones that I've spent days and days on. And when I say 2 hours, it's not like, oh, it was a perfect, non-touched ever again, banging ass track in 2 hours. But like 87% done, other than just like little minor touches and whatnot. We can get into that later. For right now, let's take a pause, go practice. When you feel ready, come check out part two. And I guess I'll see you later. I don't really want to go, but I don't really feel like